What's up, everybody? It's your boy John Sox. Gonna go through some comps today, and just wanted to invite you along on the trip. We're gonna do some non-sports cards today. We are going to be looking at the 2024 Kakawao Cosmos from Warner Brothers. Just to give you an idea of kind of what we're looking at today. We're gonna be going through and comping these and getting these hopefully listed to whatnot by the end of the weekend. So we've got the king himself, Bugs Bunny, Gandalf. We have got Gossamer, Merton. It's a nice, cool looking one right there. I like the foil on that one. Radagast, nice little die cut. And then we've got Deathstroke on that nice prism for the villains. And then we've got Judith from Where the Wild Things Are. Obviously iconic here. We've got the Tin Man. And we've got Dot from Animaniacs. And we've got a couple booklets as well. Some of the poster collections. So this first one here is from The Hobbit. Really cool. Really dope one here. I really like this one. So numbered out of 245. So we're going to be doing a couple of the booklets as well. Got two of those. Got this really cool Joker. Of course, Sam. Mara. Crypto. Cake. Taz. And then we've got Maxwell Lord on the script card. So really cool there. It is numbered, but that's still pretty dope. And then we got Quacker on the Black Mini. And then we've also got some SpongeBob that we're going to comp as well. And we're going to use Card Ladder to do it. So let's head on over to there and see what we got going on, guys. So here you can see I've already got the Bugs Bunny pulled up here on Card Ladder that we're going to comp. So right here you can see that this card last sold for $1.25. The current Card Ladder value is $1.30. So I'll probably end up selling this one or getting it listed on my pages for about $1. Again, I usually comp lower than the actual Card Ladder value, only because, it just makes things a little bit easier in the long run. I don't like really doing a whole lot of math. So Bugs will probably be $1 there. The next up that we had was the Gandalf. So we do have the silver, which, as you can see again, last sold for $3.25. Current Card Ladder values got it at $3.25. So we'll probably list this one for right around $2.50 to $2.75. And again, guys, this is how I comp. This is how I personally comp when I'm going through all my stuff, whether it's non-sports or sports cards. Most of my stuff is Marvel. It is superhero stuff, and then it's also the WB old school kind of Looney Tunes, early 90s stuff. So I do have the entire Monstar set with the coach included in that as well, that I'll be sending out to get graded for myself. But this is how we can comp and use Card Ladder to our advantage, because we can see that this Gandalf just last sold on the 23rd, which was today, for $3.25. So this is a very recent comp for this card. And that's the one thing I do really like about Card Ladder, is it gives you some really good comps in the last sold dates. So the next one that we had was Gossamer on the Silver Partners. So here we can see that the Gossamer last sold on the 7th of December, so it's been about a month and a half. It last sold for $2. Current card ladder value is $2.11, and then before that, when it first came out, you know, it sold for $3. So $2 is probably a really good starting point for a comp on this one. I'm probably going to list it a little bit below that. Again, just to make my life easier, to avoid all the, you know, all the offers and stuff like that. So, not that I don't mind getting offers, but it's easier just to list below comp and try to avoid it if you can. All right. Merton on the fireworks. $2. And that's also the other cool thing about Card Ladder is it'll show you a lot of the different variants and the different cards as well as you're going through them. And if you're lucky enough, no, they'll have the card number in there. Not this time though. So I don't actually see my particular card listed in here. So one other place that we can always go to, obviously, is going to be eBay. Boom, there it is, right there. So currently listed for $5, 20 your best offer. 100th anniversary, I don't have that version. I've actually got the if you're going through eBay trying to find the actual comp, sometimes if you go by what people currently have it listed for, we have one for $5 and one for $20. What I like to do is always, as I've brought up in previous videos, always go to the sold and completed section, and we can hopefully find our cards in here. Hey, speaking of the devil, there's one of my my Monstars right there. Space Jam. Oh, and I do have that brain card as well. So $2, $3, just sold back in October. Not bad. Also have the Neo. Hey, there is our crypto. So it doesn't look like my card has actually sold. It looks like it's still listed. So we do have that one where it's $5 and that one where it is $20. So I'm actually going to lowball everybody, and I'm probably going to end up listing that one right around $3 because it does not look like that particular card itself is sold. So I'm going to come in under the radar for all of them. Could it be worth more? Sure. But given that there's no actual comp for the card, I'm just going to go in and say, hey, you know what? $3, here you go. So again, using Card Ladder, using eBay sales is a great way to get our comps, so that way we can make sure that you know, we're just on the right path. Next up, we have got Villains. This Deathstroke is so nasty too. I could find it. Okay. And that's the other thing, is some of these are so, it does look like our Villains last sold back in July when this set was first released. So $5. It doesn't look like it's sold a whole lot since then. So I'll probably come in $3 for my Villains Deathstroke. Really cool looking card, like I said. So, you know, but that's just kind of how I go through. You know, when I'm comping everything, I like to use more than one source if possible. You know, like in this case, we do have a couple cards that Card Ladder doesn't have. So going to eBay, seeing that none have sold there, but seeing what the current listings are kind of helps gauge us where we, you know, can kind of come in at. And then also using Card Ladder for ones that have sold, it's so it can show us, you know, when the last card sold of the particular, you know, variant or parallel that we have. So it just gives us a good idea of kind of where we want to start our process off at. You know, so once I have everything comped and ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and get these pulled in using Car Dealer Pro. And from there, I'll go ahead and get everything listed. And because these are non-sports cards, 10% of all sales for these and other non-sports cards that I have listed will be going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America. Thanks for joining me on this how-to little venture on non-sports cards comping, guys. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all.